Bite-sized business award-winning talk, helping smart businesses scale, not just walk. From structure to strategy, marketing to flow, Kylie and Jenni, let's get your business to grow. Bite-sized business, real talk, sharp and clear. Growth, visibility, and shifting up a gear. Smart chat, strong moves, no playing small. Kylie and Jenni, ready for it all. This is bite-sized business, straight to the core. System, strategy, and so much more. Marketing and lands, offers that sell. Kylie and Jenni, we do it damn well.
Hello,
Looking at our
everyone.
show song.
Dancing along in the background. How are you, Kylie?
Oh, great. So good to see you today, Jenni. And
Nice to see you too.
you're super good to talk about our topic today. But particularly when I saw some of the notes you wrote, and the bit that I loved was brutal honesty with love. We have to be brutally honest with ourselves, don't we? And so let's get stuck into today.
I'm excited. So today we're talking about the business you have versus the business that you want. A conversation that we don't often spend a lot of time on, but I really wanted to kind of at this time where we're getting into September, we've had 3 quarters of this calendar year. We're in the end of the first quarter if you're doing financial years. And sometimes we just get into a rhythm where we're doing everything by rote, right? You almost kind of moving through your business like you're asleep because you know it so well. However, often the business that you have isn't the one that you actually wanted when you started and isn't the one that you want now. And so I think what's really important and so regular, and we talk about doing kind of business audits or check-ins with your business several times a year. But how do you do that? And what does that mean? So there's 3 key things I want to chat to everyone about today is one is that brutal honesty with love, right? So one, showing yourself a little bit of grace that no matter where your business is at, it's okay. It's exactly where you should be at that time. However, we can change where we are. And that starts by asking us with a real honest reflection of our business saying, is this really working for me? What's working? What do I like about my business? What do I love about my business? Where do I show up with incredible energy and joy? And what part of my businesses are draining me? Whether it's energy or resources, what does that look like? So that first piece is about going, where am I spending too much money? Where am I not spending enough money? Where do I spend too much time? And where aren't I spending enough time? So, those conversations are really about asking yourself, is the business aligned with your vision, your values, and the lifestyle that you want? Excuse me. So, asking that alignment and getting that alignment first up allows us then to kind of really reflect on where the business is now. And what's important about this, I think, is so often we forget why we got into business in the first place and we get really cool contracts and we get some money and we do all these things, but it doesn't align with us anymore.
What about when you actually realize I'm a bit over it, or actually I'm just really tired, especially as you said, we're into that final part of the year. And no doubt, a lot of us are feeling pretty damn exhausted, but it doesn't mean we're over our business, right? It just means it's time to have a little look at where we're at.
100%. And I think when we get tired, we think it's because we're overwhelmed or whatever's happening, but we forget to kind of realign ourselves with the business. And I think it's really important. So when we make any decision about the business, whether it's spending money, whether it's a new client, whether it's expansion or new staff, our question we ask ourselves is this moving us towards the vision that we want? So if I have a dream of my business, will this new staff member, will this new product line, even applying for this award, will it help us get there? And if you're doing things without asking yourself that question, you're probably not focused where you need to be. You're probably just doing things that are, because the TikTok or something on Shiny Thing said, hey, do this, it's important for your business, but it may not work for you right now. So asking that, being really brutal and sitting down with yourself and your team and saying, okay, what are we doing? What's working for us? What's not working for us? And remember, this honesty isn't about being critical about your business. It's not providing criticism to other people. It's giving you clarity about your business with absolute grace. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're not doing, it's not good or bad. It just is, right? So it's about having that grace around the conversation and saying, okay, how do we reset? So that's the first piece about understanding and reconnecting with the business you have and the business you want.
Tell me this, do you ever personally get to a point where you're just, this is definitely not what I want, and part of it is and part of it's not. What do you personally do in that instance?
We're doing that at the moment, actually. My background, yeah, a lot of the work we do at the moment is around Indigenous engagement, but my background is leadership development and coaching. That's my love, that's where I play, and that's what I started the business for. And this year, as our Indigenous engagement strategies and our consulting in that space has really blown up, we actually want to reset and remind ourselves why we got into the business. And so this last couple of months, we've been really looking at what types of contracts are we bidding for? What type of socials are we sending out? What is the message that we're sending the world that's focusing on this part? And how do we realign that so that we can get balance between the Indigenous engagement strategies, which I absolutely love doing and it gives me great joy, but also the leadership and the coaching and empire builders, which is really why I started the company in the first place. So we are in this process at the moment. And
And
so
you'd also done your rebrand earlier on as well. So it's almost like, yeah, I think people don't realize how long this can actually take sometimes.
Oh, it takes a long time. Like the rebrand took us about a year to really settle in, and we've got a new brand colors, new look and feel, new way of showing up. And so now that gives us the opportunity and the platform for us to shift our focus. And this is the second thing you do is shifting your focus requires real intention. It's not just about being caught in the daily grind and saying, well, we're always doing this, so we might as well just keep doing it. It's actually saying, okay, let's take a step back, have your CEO days, take half a day away from the business and say, what do I want the business to look like? What does the strategy look like? What is the plan I need? And how do I create that pathway that I want? So, this is taking that step back, clarity, structure, process, my three core tenets, right? Get clarity about where you want to go, build the strategy and structure for you, and then develop the processes you need to deliver that strategy and achieve that clarity. So, this shifting focus is around planning to work on the business. So
And
blocking time out of each week to think big and make sure we're aligned, to strategize and plan, not firefight, and shifting your focus from that operator into the leader that you want and you need to be to move the business where you want to go.
And you have that term, which I love, which is about the messy middle. And it's incredibly hard when you're in the messy middle to actually see clearly, to figure out the strategy, the structure, and especially the process. So, what's your recommendation, and what have you done, for example, in your business to be able to set that time aside? And I imagine for you, you've got a lot of time when you're waiting at airports and on planes and things, and you can do that. But not everybody has that kind of time. So, how do you do it for you in your business?
So for me, I steal time when there's no one else around. So I go to gym ridiculously early on most mornings at 4 to 5. I'm home by 6 o'clock. And then there's that period of time between 6 and 8 o'clock where the world is still waking up. So often I'll do a little bit of that reflection piece at about 7:30. I give myself an hour to get ready and settle back in. And that 7:30. So the first half hour of most days is where I just do a bit of a check-in when I have time. And I've sometimes lost focus on this too, because I'm on a plane from 5 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I don't have time. And then I lose focus. So when I need to reset, I remind myself about capturing that time and being really intentional about, okay, so for this today, we're going to work on our messaging. Today, we're going to work on do we have the right product mix? Today, we're going to work on are we doing the right clients? Do we have clarity over the clients that we have that we want? And where do we want to take them? So I actually do, rather than trying to do the whole thing at once, because getting half a day or a day out of the business for most people is really challenging. But if you start with those bite-sized moments of 20 to 30 minutes and writing down that clarity, sharing it with the team, and then now you've got the pieces, and once you have those pieces and you invite people to help you on that journey, then we bring those together and say, what does this look like? So you can do it as bite size, but you do really need to capture a half a day or a day to develop your full strategy. That doesn't have to be war and peace. That can be a lean canvas model. It can be a simple one page plan on a page to say, this is where we want to go. But really clarifying that and also then reviewing it every week. Are we still doing the right things? And being, again, keyword of the day is intentional, helps you shift your focus over time. It's not going to happen in one week. You're not going to change the world by doing this one day and go, wow, my whole new strategy is developed. Strategy and new strategies are a change process. You've got to bring your team on board. You need to bring your clients on board. You need to bring your socials on board, potential customers on board, and get them to see where you want to take the business. So it's about shifting focus over time and building momentum in this kind of new way of working.
And sometimes you actually can't do it yourself, and you need to recognize that. So, I decided a few months ago I needed to do it as part of a course. So, I'm doing this 90-day sprint. I'm in the last 30 days at the moment because it's the things that I knew I needed to do to create the new look that I wanted. Well, I don't think look's the right word, but you know what I mean,
Yeah.
offerings, to refine my offerings, but actually getting it done. So
Yeah.
even though I have that CEO time, there's other things that keep coming up and fighting fires and all of that. And so going, you know what, during this course, I'm actually going to do it. So I've
Yeah.
set the time aside every week, and it has been a game changer. So whether that's you setting time aside to work with your coach, setting time aside to work with your team, or even just a trusted friend to go, what does this look like? How am I going to figure this out? Because I truly think so often we just try to do it alone and we just can't.
I completely agree. And the reason we started Empire Builders 5 years ago was for that purpose, right? We started the Empire Builders 3 day program so people have that focused time to actually deliver the work. And we've rebranded, we've rechanged that, we've actually elevated Empire Builders, and our program that we're running in November is all about doing that in the moment. So we're providing the reflection time, but there's going to be a lot more kind of whip cracking this Empire Builders time to say, okay, this is what we've talked about. This is what you told me you want. What does that look like? And actually planning that and actually delivering that and creating those strategies. So when you leave the 3 day workshop, you'll have everything that you need. And some of the items that we talked about will already be being implemented. And so for me, I call that creating the bridge, right? So it's about shifting from, I know what my dream business looks like. I know what it's going to feel like. I've mapped my journey. I've broken down what I'm doing now, what I'm doing next. I know what the actionable steps are. And then actually saying, well, now scheduling and putting in the diary, planning for it. So actually not just see the bridge, but build each step so that you need so that you can actually move directly towards that. And this goes back to whether you call it visualization or manifestation, whatever the words you use. If you can't see where you're going, if you can't actually imagine or see it, or in many cases have it written down, you get lost, right? It's like walking around the forest without a map. Your plan, your strategy is your steps, it's your pathway. And if you don't create that with real clarity and direction, then you're going to get lost in your business. That's what's going to happen. It's just the way we are trying to keep focused when we don't have that path is really challenging. So whether it's like you're doing through a sprint, mentors or coaches, or even having chats to your peers, build that plan and create that really clear pathway. Then when you're in the mix, when you're in the messy middle, when you're under pressure, you don't have to think about what I need to do. You just go to the plan and say, what's next? I can be overwhelmed. I can be under pressure. I can have no time in the day to think about my business, but I've already done that thinking. So your plan becomes the roadmap that you just go, okay, what's the next thing I need to do? Let's tick that off and move to the next one. What's the next thing I need to do? And so forth. And so taking that time early, whether it's 30 minutes a day, whether it's a half a day or a 3 day empires building or the sprint program you're doing, taking that time to develop the path means that when you're under pressure, you don't have to worry about deciding what you need to do. It's already planned for you, and your job is just to execute, execute, execute.
I totally agree and execute it though, but working out where you need the help. So does it mean bringing
Definitely.
someone into your team? Does it mean doing extra work with the coach that you've been working with? What does it actually mean of how you're actually going to get it done? Because
Yeah.
I'm so with you, working out where you want to go and how you're going to get there, but then actually doing the do to get you there is the important bit. So outsourcing or whatever it involves is such an important piece.
And I think that it's knowing the resources. I think what a lot of people do is they think of the great vision, the plan, and they have this great idea, but don't, as you've just said, they don't stop to think, what do I actually need to deliver this? And that's where people fall down. That's the process as part of our clarity structure process, right? Processes go, okay, if I need to do this new activity, can I do it? Do I need support do it? Or do I even know how to do it? extra support resources? Do I need money? Do I need time? What are those things that you need? So establishing in your strategy not just the what, but the how is part of that pre-work that we do, so that when you're ready, again, when you're ready and rolling and you're running along the path, you have everything that you need at your fingertips or available to you that you tap into. It's definitely the time, if you're doing a re-strategy and refresh or redirection, to shift your business into the one that you really want, is to say, well, what does my coach look like? Who else in the industry that I know, that I'm friends with or connected with, can help me through this point, because I've seen them solve that problem. Remember, as a business owner, we talk about competing against other people and showing up, being kind of winning that kind of social media kind of attention grabber, but we're all in business together. And there's not a single business owner that I know that I probably couldn't reach out and say, hey, how did you get over this? I'm feeling like this, can you support me? The business network and our peer group across all businesses are fundamentally, we're connected. We've all managed the same challenges. We're all in the same kind of boat. And then most of us will probably reach out and help each other, right? So don't think you're an island doing this on your own. There is somebody around that's done it before, who's had the challenge and who can support you. All you need to do is reach out, listen to an old bite size, message us on through hellomedia.team and through your Facebook group and ask questions, reach out to us and lean into that group. That, I think, is something that we often miss. And that's part of that building connections and resources and creating those bridges, is connecting with the industry as well.
So, how can people get to be involved in your empire builders? Because I agree with you, it is a game changer, and really investing that time to step away from your business, go hard with it, and really figure it out with the incredible support that you offer.
Empire Builders, we're doing November 13 to 15 on the Gold Coast. We have a beautiful property just about 10 minutes from the beach, right on the waterways in the Gold Coast. To find out about us, go to our socials, Elephant in the Room AU, or our website, elephantintheroomau.com. Find Empire Builders and you can register online for that. Jump on a discovery call with me. We can take you through what it's about. It is a game changer. We're really excited. We've upped our game also as coaches and as a business, more resources, more support. The event is going to have way more kind of thrown into it. So we're going to work you a little bit harder, a little bit longer, but you're there, you're giving us your time. So we're going to give you back in kind those systems and the processes that you need to build and grow your business. It is, as my amazing team is talking about, we're trying to get people to join their empire era and really come along and grow and build. But yeah, just jump on a discovery call with us, go to our socials is the best way.
Great. And then what happens after they've attended those days with you? What's the support network that comes after that to hold them accountable?
So we've actually decided this year we're going to create an Empire Builders alumni. So we're going to actually bring together all our Empire Builders participants over the last couple of years and connect you all together. So again, you can share your journeys and share where you're at. We do post-event coaching with you. So the team and I will jump on calls post-event and make sure that you're maintaining your momentum, ask those questions. We support you with some of the systems and processes at the back end that you might need, whether it's your content calendar, your T's and C's, or whether it's just how do I do my sales process. We'll provide you all that support post-event so that for the next couple of months you feel supported and are supported as you implement this new business plan and new strategy.
That's the trickiest thing, isn't it? Because I know from in my journey last year when I was restructuring, but then that meant so many new landing pages, sales pages. It was new graphics, it was new everything. And like you said with yours, new branding. Like it's actually not just a simple thing. So having that accountability and having that support, that's just fabulous that you're offering that. I love the idea of your alumni. That's awesome.
I'm really excited to bring it. We've watched and shared journeys for 5 years, not just because of Empire Builders, but your own, the work that you've done. But we've got such incredible businesses who've been part of Empire Builders that we want to shine a light on their work that they're doing, but we also want to bring you together. And we are all on different channels. We're all doing kind of different things, and it's a great way for us to reconnect. And I think the most important, though, whether it's Empire Builders, whether it's a sprint, it's important to remember that if something today has sparked in you and that need to go, let's go and do something, don't just sit on it. Don't just go, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I went and did the Empire Builders program? Wouldn't it be nice if I had a coach or a mentor? Wouldn't it be nice if I got online and connected more with the Hello Media kind of network and amazing membership? Actually take an action. Take one small action this week towards the business that you want. Do something. And I think that's the big thing. We listen to podcasts, we watch TikToks and socials, and we get all these great ideas, but then we just sit on them. They become something that we might want to do, a bit of a dream, but you're going to build your momentum faster, grow the business that you want, whether it's you come and join us on Empire Builders, or whether you actually just take one action on your own today and say, let's make this shift. Let's start making this shift. Let's do it. And that's when you turn vision into reality. That's when you turn, this kind of great idea into a really strong, successful business, is you take action. So that's really what I want people to do today, whether it's, I'd love more people to come and join us on Empire Builders. We're really excited about the location, the program this year, and that's how we serve our business community. But if you don't want to join Empire Builders, I'm okay with that. But take an action and tell me what it is. Don't just go, wow, that was cool.
I love that. So the first thing that you said was brutal honesty with love. Look at where you are versus where you want to be. Shifting your focus, so working on your business, not just in it. And then that creating the bridge piece, so working out those exact steps from what's happening right now to where you want it to be.
Exactly.
Gold messages as always, Jenni. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, it's been absolutely awesome. This is the topic that I love talking about more than probably anything, is leaning into helping business owners really get through that messy middle. And I guess the final kind of word for everyone listening is that if you're feeling like that, you are not alone. We've all been there. Kylie, you've been in various businesses for multiple decades now. And so you understand the ups and downs and the highs and lows and the challenges that you feel about growing and then restructuring and then growing again and then restructuring. We hit 8 years this year, so we're babies compared to you, but we've all experienced the same thing. We understand what it's like to build and grow a business, to test the market with pricing and product and fail, to test the marketing again and at work, to change around and respond to our clients and our needs. But it's really important, no matter where you're at in your business, make sure that you're on the path that you want to be on. Make sure it's following your dreams and not the dreams of somebody else, because that's the way you get success long term.
Does it bring you joy? Yes or no?
Yes.
And if it's no, then do something about it.
Exactly. Great way of saying it. Yeah. So thank you so much for everyone listening to us today. I'm very excited to chat with you. We're going to catch up with Kylie and the team again in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to seeing what happens between now and then. And we can talk about some amazing marketing tips that you're going to share with us next time, Kylie.
Cool. I look forward to it. Thanks, Jenni. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.
Bite-sized business award-winning talk, helping smart businesses scale, not just walk. From structure to strategy, marketing to flow, Kylie and Jenni, let's get your business to grow. Bite-sized business, real talk, sharp and clear, growth, visibility, and shifting up a gear. Smart chat, strong moves, no playing small. Kylie and Jenni, ready for it all. This is